Hello, Blue Jays fans, and welcome to another episode of Jays Latest. I am your host, Craig Borden. Today, we're going to talk about a monster win for the Toronto Blue Jays as we did what? Oh my God, it actually looked like we had everything going last night offense, defense, great pitching all around. It was very strange to see that we were that invested in actually winning the ball game in the fashion that we did. So let's dive into it because, like I said, the Blue Jays walk off to a 12 to nothing victory yesterday and get themselves back to 500. And this was a team contribution all the way around. And I just can't believe it. Watching this game, I kind of felt like I was watching in disbelief. If you're watching the Jaybird watching X channel or X feed and everything like that. I can't believe the silly things that I came up with last night as far as what am I watching? How is this happening? This is what offense feels like because that's exactly what was going on because we four home runs, crazy. Like I said, just I can't believe it. I'm still dumbfounded by the fact. But the Blue Jays do beat up the Oakland Athletics, and the offense was obviously the main key story of this one whole. And Ernie Clement, especially, he was the one that ignited this offense in the second inning that led off that inning and monster wave of scoring. They scored 8 runs in the second inning, and this is after the Josh Lopez was actually looking pretty good in the first inning, nothing too crazy. And then I said, like I said, Ernie Clement drops a bomb. It was like, I lost the stat. 383 feet on only 900 or 97 miles an hour. Pretty impressive for Ernie. It was really, really great to see. And then, of course, the inning just keeps getting worse and worse and worse for the Athletics. Lopez just continues to give up runs. The Blue Jays eventually score, like I said, 8 in the inning and just mash the Athletics. That inning also included, just for the sake of talking about it, Bo Bichette had an RBI double. Vlad Jr. hit his 8th home run of the season. The power is starting to look like it's coming. So, and then Ernie Clement, just because he led off the inning with all the scoring, why not go all the way around the lineup and get a little bit more? So he ends up picking up two RBIs that same inning on a double that he hits down the left field line. So just insanely crazy that like I said, that much scoring in one inning never doesn't happen very often, especially with what we were watching in Texas this past week. The Blue Jays just have been abysmal, non-existent on offense, and trying to keep things moving in the right direction. It's amazing that we walked out with a series victory against the Rangers. In this Oakland team is, or not Oakland, Sacramento Athletics team is what we really should be taking advantage of and beating up on. So move on to the third. Bo Bichette felt like pouring on a little bit more. Hits a monster bomb. Is a solo shot. Oh no, sorry, I take that back. Jonathan Clase was on 104 miles an hour off the bat. Just 2 days in a row now. He's eating up. I made the NBA Jam reference a few times with a few friends yesterday. He did another one. It's like, okay, he's on fire now, right? So very cool to see that Bo Bichette, the power is finally coming back because it was hard to watch. And even though he's been hitting the ball pretty well, not having that power to go along with that sweet swing is not helping. So hopefully the back is feeling well enough because he had yesterday's game before that back tightness in Texas, and then obviously hits the home run to pinch it and win it for the Blue Jays, and then he contributes to the big win yesterday with the 6th home run of the season. He's right there. Hopefully he just keeps moving. And then that same inning, George Springer puts a cherry on top of it with the solo home run as well. So that puts the Blue Jays up 11 to nothing. And in the 7th, a sac fly by Kirky, who had an incredible night as well. 3 for 3 with a walk and 2 runs scored with that RBI on the sac fly. So Kirky having a great spot in the 5th spot yesterday. Every Blue Jay starter actually got on base. Just saying. I know as I said on base, I didn't say hit. Anthony Santander, the only person that did not have a hit, but he did take 2 walks. So scored a run in that. Ernie Clement 3 for 5 with the 5 RBIs is the big story. Bo Bichette 2 for 4 with 3 RBIs. So on the other side of the ball, though, we'd be doing ourselves a disservice if the offense took over the conversation so bad we didn't even talk about this. Jose Barrios looked like Jose Barrios. He was on fire, looking like the pitcher that we've always enjoyed. And when he is on fire and doing well, this is the guy you saw. Barrios' velocity was up yesterday. He was just looking like himself. Not the fighting for every little pitch and every little out like we've seen over the last outings. It's a different it's amazing what a little difference in velocity can do for certain pitchers. And his velocity was back where it should be yesterday. Looked very good. He struck out like 6 of his first 7 batters or something like that too yesterday. So 9 strikeouts, which matches his season high. 2 walks, right in that 90 pitch ballpark. And then the bullpen comes in and picks up right where he left off. Mason Fluharty obviously just mowed through everybody. And then we got 2 innings out of Jose Urena yesterday. So that'll lead to how the whole thing's going to shuffle out with the bullpen day, because I think that still puts Urena on a wonderful spot for being able to do that. But the regulars obviously were not in at the end of the game here, but we still got Nathan Lucas and everybody into the lineup. Barger comes in for Bo late in the game, still got 2 hits and a run scored. So, and a nice evening actually from Jonathan Clase too, going 2 for 4 with a run scored and a stolen base, or 2 runs scored and a stolen base. But Brios, like I said, he was spinning everything properly. He had some of these young hitters for the Sacramento A's looking very, very silly at the plate. So, very cool, one way or the other. All right, so what's next? The Blue Jays will still be at home, obviously. They're going to be facing Jeffrey Springs against Chris Bassett this evening at the Sky Dome, and we're going to see what Jeffrey Springs is made out of. He's having a good season. Where is it? He had three earned runs in his last outing against the Philadelphia Phillies, but before that, he'd been doing really, really good with a 3.97 ERA for the season. He is looking like their lefty ace at this point. I know that's saying a lot for a team that is currently, wait for it, 23-34, but it is what it is. Jose Lopez was doing great out of the bullpen yesterday, and then the Blue Jays tagged him up as he's got his second start. But his first start, he blanked the Philadelphia Phillies. So, which is it, right? So Jeffrey Springs doing great. See if he can continue to do that against the Blue Jays lineup, especially if they carry over anything from this Bo Bichette home run in Texas into what they did last night. Chris Bassett, fresh off of a rough outing against the Tampa Bay Rays, in which he gave up 5 runs and sat a little loss after 4 innings. Bassett's been on a great stretch all year, so I'm not worried. I hope that he'll be able to take advantage of this young lineup just as much as Jose Barrios did yesterday, and we'll be able to walk ourselves out here with another win. Because if they Blue Jays beat up on these teams like the Sacramento A's, things do obviously fall into place with their record. C.O. Gaston always said, make sure you win the series and you'll find yourself in the playoffs. Blue Jays have found ways to do that, but when they lay an egg, they sure as heck lay an egg. So we'll see what happens. That's all it is. And we'll go from there. Good news, though, it sounds like Max Scherzer is supposed to pitch a simulated game kind of against Jonathan Clase and some of these guys today. So maybe that means he's the one that's going to be pitching this weekend on bullpen day. There's also the rumors that maybe Spencer Turnbull just jumps right to the majors. We have a bullpen day one more time, whichever it might be. But it's going to be interesting to see what this weekend looks like as the Blue Jays obviously shuffle their rotation around a little bit here to get back to spreading some of the guys that have been having a harder time out. Having that bullpen day right next to Bowden Francis is being very up and down so far the last few weeks has not been helping the Blue Jays. So they're trying to separate that out so that they can save the bullpen a little bit. So make sure you tune in again here every day. I'll do my best to make sure there's a video here every day. And we will also always talk Blue Jays baseball here. Make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe buttons, and check out us at Jaybird Watching Podcast as well. And we will talk soon. Cheers, everybody. Go Blue Jays.